Welcome back, folks. We're back at my favorite dispersed camping site here in northern Minnesota. Today we're going to learn how to start a fire using a ferro rod. This is one I recently purchased. It's from Prepared 4X. Got it on Amazon for about 20 bucks. Used it several times. Seems to work really well. Take it out of the bag here. So the kit kind of got several parts to it here. You got the ferro rod here, and then you have this wax infused rope on here, and then on the other end you have your striker, plus you have a little serrated edge right on the end of there. This little guy here is for fraying the end of this rope. You want to get this rope frayed out real nice. Okay, get it all frayed out. And you're going to suck it in just a little bit right to the end of there. You're going to take your striker and just literally light the end of the rope. Just like that. I mean, you can't get quicker than that. I mean, I think a lighter is slower than that just about. And this will last for a long time. This rope's like 2 feet long. The nice thing is, when you're done lighting your fire, you can just pull this back down into the tube and pretty much extinguishes the flame. Pretty nice little gizmo. Like I said, Amazon, 20 bucks. They make a small, this is a small here, and they also make a large. I got the small just for simple carrying. It's a little easier to carry. But we're gonna try this the old-fashioned way without the rope. Okay, we're just going to use the ferro rod and the striking steel. So what I have here is kind of the components to a fire. This is a pile of the inner bark on a tree that is kind of rotten. It did rain last night, this morning, so it is a little damp. As you see, I already have a fire going. I had a previous video that didn't take because it's a little warm out today, and well, the GoPro didn't want to cooperate, so I had to cool her down. So we're going to try this again. So if this doesn't take, we're going to go to the birch bark, and we'll get to that if that's the case. But we're going to give this a shot here. So you just literally shred this into little tiny bits. Okay, make sure it's ground up in the center there pretty good, because you want that spark to catch right down in the middle of that nest. Okay, and you just place this in there. And we got a little flame there. Yeah, I think she's still a little damp. So what we're going to do to help this along is we're going to take this birch bark. Okay, it's paper birch. If you're not familiar with it, it's probably the world's best fire starting tool out there, I think. Allows you to break this down into little tiny bits. It's also very, very waterproof. Oh, we got a caterpillar there, look at that. The nice thing is too, they call it a paper birch for a reason. There's different layers to this. You can peel off real thin layers of this birch bark that will ignite really, really easy. I did pull this off of a dead birch. In a survival situation, it would be okay to pull it off of a live tree. But for, keeping the trees around for longevity, I would recommend not pulling it off a live tree. Okay. Keeps the insects off the tree, and the tree looks a little healthier too when you don't peel the bark off of it. These can just be pulled off in little tiny strips. You It's really hot out here today, and the only reason I got a fire going is so I got a little bit of smoke to kind of help contain the mosquitoes a little bit here today. Alright, so we got our little tiny pile of birch bark. We're going to kind of stack that up right above where our little flame is going to hit. So when we get a flame, it'll ignite that birch bark. Let's give this a whirl. I'm making a mess of this, ain't I? Whoop. Here we go. Got a nice little fire. Then you're going to take this little tiny kindling stuff and just slowly stack that on top of there. You don't want to put too much too fast. You'll put the fire out. And then I got this on a piece of bark because the ground is still a little bit wet here this afternoon. Just a light little breeze blow on it, get it going a little bit. Then you're going to want to keep building up your fire with a little bit bigger stuff. Just keep increasing that size. I like to start with a teepee fire. As fire goes up, and you'll get the best results, I feel, from that. Normally, once I get a fire going, I'm going to switch it over to a log cabin fire, just because it burns a little bit slower. Whoa, we don't want to catch that on fire, do we? There we go. So, normally at this point, I would throw